I would like to invite Dr. Alon Zilburg of Israel Securities Authorities. For those of you Hebrew speaking, הרשות לניירות ערך. Dr. Alon Zilburg holds a PhD in applied mathematics from Tel Aviv University. And as the ISA is active in two main areas, protecting investors and developing the regulatory infrastructure, he's advancing the incorporation of NLP capabilities into the ISA operation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Alon, and I will discuss NLP applications to securities markets, to the capital markets, mainly in the field of analyzing financial disclosures. So most of it is forward-looking and mapping opportunities where new initiatives can enter. But I will also discuss some existing tools that are more prevalent in English-speaking markets. Okay. So the four sections of the talk will focus on some introduction, opportunities, challenges, and a new initiative which will be introduced into the Israeli market in the next month, actually, of a structured and tagged reporting of financial disclosure. Okay, so the ISA focuses on two branches of activities. One is protecting the interests of the investing public. So that's both through analyzing financial disclosure, textual and numerical, and a large part of it consists of detecting manipulations in trading or in activities of corporations. And the other leg of activity is of developing the local financial market and creating new products, choosing the right regulations to incorporate or to change. And so these are the main two legs. And there's a wide range of supervised entities, mainly corporations, public corporations, mutual funds, investment companies, and many more. If we'll talk a little bit in volume, in daily volume, that we supervise around 7 billion shekels traded each day on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. Okay, and in market cap, it's in total it sums to around 3 trillion shekels, which exists both on the side of the traded corporations and bonds, and also in the investing side of the public mutual funds and investment firms. Okay, and in the ISA, I represent the Department of Research, Development, and Strategic Economic Consulting. Most of it is focused on supporting decision-making through data analytics, economic research, econometric research, and analysis of large-scale data, which is most of it in the current stage is neatly structured, and we are now branching into analysis of unstructured data, which the ISA collects. Okay, so the main source of data for textual analysis is Magna, which is the ISA's reporting site. Okay, where public companies publish their reports. Okay, just to give an idea of the scope of textual reports, then. So here it's in thousands of reports, or there are tens of thousands of reports each day. Most of them are pretty mundane, something like firm X reports that director Y has concluded her term, or some purchase which would be a little bit more informative. But some of them, mainly the yearly and quarterly reports, include a large amount of narrative, and they consist of hundreds of pages. I will focus mainly on analyzing these kinds of reports. Okay? The yearly reports, or in the American market, the 10Ks. Okay. So this is an histogram of a number of words per yearly report on the last year. So it's in around 50,000 to 100,000 words or more. Okay, and then most of them are hundreds of pages long. Okay, so some early proofs of concept that we are currently exploring is prediction of changes in credit risk based on financial disclosure and ranking agencies' reports, and information extraction from news feeds. Okay, most of it is on an exploratory level, but this is the current projects that we have. But I will discuss some future works that we plan to do. Okay, so the main opportunity in analyzing financial disclosure is obviously to improve the efficiency of investing. Okay, so on the regulator side, we don't deal with improving our or someone else's efficiency of trading, but we do see a lot of opportunity also in the side of the regulator in protecting investors, and I will focus on that. Okay, so when we talk to investors, or when corporations talk to investors, it is usually full of jargon and words which most investors don't know. So, and anyone here that has read some financial report probably knows it. It may look something like that, where you read some long list of topics or some narrative, and you won't exactly get the point. So one idea, or I think the highest opportunity, is how to enhance the accessibility of financial information to the public. Okay, and the basic idea in financial disclosure is that you allow uninformed traders. Okay, small investors, retail investors, to trade on an even level with large corporations and large financial institutions, and the public disclosure is supposed to enable that level playing field. Yes, but in a sense, it may act in the other direction. Okay, so while most large financial institutions can invest a large amount of resources in analyzing big techs, retail investors can't do that, and in a sense, it goes the other way around. Okay. But even large investing bodies and institutional investors, they don't cover every aspect of the market, since for small enough companies it just isn't financially sound to invest the analysis resources to collect all the needed data from the text. Okay. So a major opportunity here is to really fulfill the idea behind financial disclosure, where you enhance the accessibility of data to investors. Okay, so some challenges that we map, most of them are well known from previous research in English-speaking markets. Okay, so there's a big issue with standardization of concepts across firms, across regulatory standards and markets, and as time passes. And that's just not for the private investor, which can see one term in one report and another in a different report and not draw the connection between them. But also, even recently, there's an interesting and a major error that was found in Yahoo Finance, which is one of the major vendors for financial data, where they didn't identify Amazon's research and development investments because it just Amazon used some different term. They used technology and design instead of research and development. So, and of course, tens of millions of dollars, probably more, are transferred here from based on these kinds of data. Okay. So to improve investing efficiency, but also to regulate corporations, a basic test that you need to perform is to capture tone in a financial statement. Okay, so for if you perform that with the basic non-specific dictionary of tone, then you won't necessarily detect the subtleties of financial reporting. Okay, so here this is from research, like a seminal research by Lothran and McDonald, where they compared the two lists of negative terms in financial disclosures in 10 cases, and where on the left side we have a basic psychological dictionary of Harvard, which includes the leading terms would be like tax and costs, which are obviously negative, but they are also prevalent in financial disclosures, and we would expect them to not have the same impact as in some other context. Okay, so Lothran and McDonald, they constructed the dedicated dictionary for financial reports to identify negative tone. That's here on the right. Okay, and here from the same paper, the differences in predicting excess returns. Okay, so while there's no direct effect of the psychological terms of the basic Harvard Psychological Dictionary, there's a strong link with of a negative excess return on the number of negative financial terms. Okay, and a similar research also discussed the effect of expanding speech or circumlocutions in financial disclosure. Okay, so the basic idea is that firms obscure mandated information by burying it in longer documents. So a basic method to detect the readability of a text is the Gunning-Fogg index, which is one of a number of indexes, which classic ones from the 50s, which detect the readability of reports. Okay, but also empirical findings also find that these classic indexes don't necessarily perform well in financial reporting, which is a very specific genre and doesn't exactly correlate with the formulation of the original text. Okay, so I will skip some slides because we are low on time. Okay. But I will go to my last section of the presentation. So in a parallel trend to let's say the analysis of the text as it is, we are now entering another layer of reporting on the text, which is termed the IXBRL, which is inline extensible business reporting language. So the idea is that on the written text, we add taggings of, let's just go here first. We add taggings of accounting terms on the text. So you have the basic text, unstructured text as it is, but with tags which are inherently connected by a network which of around 5,000 tags of accounting terms, which specify relations between the different tags. Okay, of let's say one accounting item is a part of another one, and a similar item has a negative sign, a natural negative sign, and so on. So rules can be applied across a financial report. Okay. So this merging of some of the structured data on the unstructured data can be a major opportunity to derive the softer tones in the text, because you have the accounting terms, but you can also so it will enable a much more effective ability to detect the tone of the company, which reports its projections into the future. Okay. So IXBRL will be applied to Israel reporting in a mandatory fashion in the coming years. In this April, we will get the first reports in the Magna site, which I showed earlier. Okay, of a textual data which is combined with the structured layer behind it. Okay, and some needs that are already found from reporting corporations is an automatic tool to tag reports. Okay, so that would be a natural application for machine learning algorithm. Okay, so this will be this how the private investor sees the data. So he gets a textual report both in tables but also in narrative. Also, each number is tagged with its relevant information. Okay. So there's a documentation of what it represents and so on. Okay. And some key projects we are expecting to start in the coming years is development of a Hebrew financial dictionary, an equivalent of the Rothman-McDonald, which I discussed earlier, enabling API access to the textual reporting through Magna. Currently, it's only graphical user interface, but we will enable API access, incorporating information extraction into the ISX risk models, and leveraging the IXBRL as I discussed just at the moment, as like another layer of information behind the unstructured data. And I would also like to say that we are running a pilot program for fintech companies which deal in applications which can serve either the authority or regulated bodies, and you can find the information online. Thank you very much. questions?
I think it's pretty amazing that הרשות לניירות ערך is doing this as a commercial, I think it's pretty amazing that you go into it. And I'm asking you, are you part of the NLP consortium?
We are in contact with them, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I have a question about the credibility of the Magna data. If the data is being, if the data input is by CPAs or by individuals or someone who might manipulate the data and therefore create a false report that is being enforced by the רשות לניירות ערך.
So there are manual stages of like there is a human in the process, and there are errors, and there is also a QA group in the ISA which detects some more prosaic errors and corrects them. But I can say that there are no errors. There are some. But of course, if it's an intentional manipulation, of course, it's a criminal offense, and we act accordingly. Yes.
אם אני לוקח למשל את תעודת זהות בנקאית שעשתה בדיוק את זה, גם בעצם במקרה הזה של דוחות שנתיים ותשקיפים אנחנו לא יכולים לעשות משהו כזה יותר קצר וברור עם מבנה מאוד מסוים.
So the question was about the ambiguous nature of accounting reports, and as opposed to, let's say, a digital ID or like for banking purposes. So I agree that the essential idea is the same, but I think there's a lot more playing space in corporate accounting. So it's I mean Yes, and I should specify that even our IXBRL environment also lets some corporations to, in some way, define extensions to existing tags. So it will still be, they have to find the nearest tag by meaning and attach their new meaning to it with some comment, which is of course documented. But there is, it's like an art form, so there is some space to play.
Thank you very much.